Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here. It's rating the 4-game NBA main slate on Tuesday. Before I get in the video, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. My name is DK. I make daily videos and live stream for NBA and NFL slates on Draftkings. Be on the lookout for my Thanksgiving breakdown of the 3-game slate. That'll be up tomorrow. If you guys are unable to watch these YouTube videos, I also upload Apple Podcasts. Link down below. It's called the DK DFS Show. And if you're interested in signing up for premium content, I offer 3 different packages: NBA, NFL, and esports. More info down below. The sponsor of the video is PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player prop site where you can pick from anywhere from 2 to 5 players and win up to 10x your money. You can mix and match sports as well. For NBA, there's 2 different ways you can play. The first way is taking over-under and straight-up points, assists, rebounds, three-pointers made, stuff like that. The second way is taking over-under and fantasy points. NBA, the fantasy score one, usually they'll post early tomorrow morning or later in the night. But yeah, if you guys want to give PrizePicks a try, make sure to sign up, use my code DKDFS. It is DKDFS, all one word. You will get 100% match up to $100. And finally, I want to thank you guys again for all of your support on this channel. Really do appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Okay, so before getting players and the prices of the 4-game slate, let's look back lineup here from tonight. So tonight, blowouts, with Suggs, I knew that was a risk. I was really hammering on Patreon. I was like, hey, if you think the game blows out, play RJ Hampton. RJ Hampton smashed. I'm a little bit mad at myself for not just rolling the dice in Hampton there with all the ownership I knew Suggs was going to get in the higher stake stuff. Again, he was 70%. I was like, hey, the way he fails to the blowout, it was just not even close after the first quarter. So RJ was a great pivot there in tournaments and at no ownership. I'm a little bit mad at myself for not playing him because that's what I was talking about a lot on Patreon. I was like, if you think the game blows out, play RJ Hampton. Brogdon was on pace for 50 plus. Random massive blowout. Yay. Giddey smashed. Niang off to a slow start, but I stacked this late game. Jonas Valanciunas picks up 3 fouls in the first quarter, gets injured, comes back, picks up his 4th right away, then the blowout. He had 23 fantasy points in 15 minutes. He was on pace for a massive day. It's just does anyone run worse? I've now, for the last 5 days, I've had 3 ejections and an injury. The one day I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff, I had 7x my money, almost won $30,000. And then Drummond got in some foul trouble. I have Thibault, Maxey, Niang in this in the late game. Again, Niang 80%. I'm not super worried about it. He'll play big minutes. He just shot 1 of 7 to start at halftime. Going over the Thunderdome's ownership, Drummond a lot higher owned in the Thunderdome, 50%. He was someone I was really high on for GPPs. Niang almost 100%, not a surprise. Just the Philadelphia guys really popular. Ingram was really popular in the Thunderdome. He was a massive bust. Suggs was super popular, again, massive bust. The one guy that played Hampton, only 12%, he smashed. Again, a little bit mad at myself for not just rolling the dice on that because I knew the ownership would be way different from Suggs to Hampton. Let's see. Oh, Josh Hart. So I finally faded Josh Hart. Even a blowout, he smashes. That's just no surprise. DeJounte Murray, I played him last slate. He got me 20 fantasy points, held me back from the big money. Tonight, he goes for 50 plus just every single time for me for DFS. What else? Again, Shake Milton, really popular. Again, Giddey, almost 100%. So, people all over the 76ers plus Giddey, Drummond 76er. But yeah, that's it for the look back, guys. The Thunderdome. Again, you can tell I'm a little bit defeated just because I'm so tired of dealing with the bad variance with injuries, massive foul trouble. I'm not mad at Suggs. Suggs is one where I knew that was a risk. And again, I'm a little bit mad at myself for not rolling the dice in Hampton, like I said. So I'm not mad about Suggs. I knew there was a chance the game would blow out and he would fail. So I'm not mad about that. This low-owned Jonas Valanciunas, massive foul trouble and injury is what I'm just okay. And then Maxey, insult to injury, he picks up 2 fouls in 4 minutes. All right, Miami and Detroit. So this game definitely has some blowout risk. Jimmy Butler at the top of 9, so I don't think is a relatively safe option. The only thing you have to worry about is potential for a blowout here. Bam Adebayo, he should be able to feast here. No Stewart, no Kelenic. They're going to trot out Trey Lyles and Luka Garza. So yeah, Bam, he should, keyword should, be able to have his way against this front court. Lowry and Hero, both secondary options for me, neither really stand out. Robinson's questionable. If he misses, keep an eye on the starting lineup. If they move Hero in the starting lineup, it would be a little bit more viable. Not much from the bench anyone else. PJ Tucker's playing big minutes. He's playable. He's gone for 20-plus last 5 games. He's done pretty well, but he's also shot really well. Look at those last 3 games. 6 of 7, 6 of 7, 5 of 6. That's not going to continue, right? So don't be fooled by PJ Tucker. I think he's fine. He might be a little bit over-owned, though, in this 4-gamer. That's probably it. Like, yeah, Dedmon will be productive when he's out there, but I don't think it's necessary on this one. I'm moving on to Detroit. So if Detroit has any chance to keep the game competitive, it's Cade Cunningham. He's playing massive minutes. I don't mind him for tournaments. Again, it's a really tough spot, but he's just going to have to do it all. He had a triple-double last game, too. So I have some interest there in Cade. Grant and Bay, more secondary options. Neither really stand out. Again, no Olynyk, no Stewart, no Killian Hayes. So let's first talk about Corey Joseph, who started last game, played 39 minutes. Assuming he starts again, I think he's a pretty good value play. Not the best point per minute guy, but if we get anywhere close to 39 minutes again, he looks good. Viable pivots off the bench of Corey Joseph. I think Frank Jackson, Josh Jackson, Diallo, all viable. Frank Jackson, 4K, played 26 minutes last game. Josh Jackson, the minutes haven't been as high, but he's productive when he's on the court. And then Hamidou Diallo was really solid in limited run, 21 minutes. So those are all viable pivots off of Corey Joseph. Or if you think this game blows out, those guys get extended runs. So depends how you want to play it. And then with the starting five, my guess is it's Trey Lyles that starts the flat min price. If he does start, I like him a good amount there for value. Probably plays, if he stays out of foul trouble, close to 30 minutes. And I think the backup's going to be Luka Garza, who actually is a really good point per minute guy. I have interest in both these Pistons bigs. It'll be interesting to see, again, who they end up starting. Let's move on to the Lakers and the Knicks. Lakers, no LeBron, so AD, Westbrook both look solid here. It's a tougher matchup, but these are two guys that should play 35 to 40 minutes and be super high usage. So like both the Lakers stars are AD, Westbrook. AD probably a little bit safer. And then THT becomes firmly in play now, 5'9". We saw last game LeBron, his value went for 50 bomber. That was kind of an outlier, but THT is still a guy that can stuff the stat sheet, and he probably plays mid-30s minutes in this game without LeBron James. Melo is always in play for tournaments. It's a revenge team narrative if you're into that, but he's got to hit his shots to get there. Dwight, DeAndre Jordan, both should play 10 to 15 minutes. They're large field tournament plays. Malik Monk at 4-1. Minutes probably tick up without LeBron. I think he's viable for a large field tournament. And then Rajon Rondo, without LeBron James, I think his minutes go to like 15-ish. I don't think anyone plays him. Again, more of a large field tournament play, though. Like Avery Bradley, he'll get minutes, but God, he's just out there for cardio, really. Let's move on to New York. So Julius Randle, revenge game against his former team, the Lakers. Played 39 minutes last game. He's just the only guy I ever trust for the Knicks. I like him a decent amount here. It's a good matchup, too. He's been a little bit disappointing recently, but this is a really good spot here against the Lakers if he can stay out of foul trouble. The rest of the Knicks, just good luck here because the minutes in production fluctuate. They're going to go with a hot hand, Tom Thibodeau. Like RJ Barrett at 5'6". He can play mid-30s minutes. He can also play 25 minutes in competitive games, so there's that risk. Derrick Rose is questionable, too. If he can't go, I think it makes Kemba and quickly a little bit safer. Like, I think Kemba maybe goes from his 20 minutes a game to maybe up to 25 to possibly 30 if he's playing well. So I'm intrigued by Kemba for GPPs. Burks off the bench has played relatively well. I think he's a good tournament option. Viable in cash games, too, because he's super cheap. Noel, we have Mitchell Robinson out and Taj Gibson doubtful. This is a big Lakers front court. I think Noel plays all the minutes he can handle if he can stay out of foul trouble. So I do like Noel a good amount there for value. Fournier, again, you got to know the risk, right? There's a chance he plays 30 minutes and does well. There's also a chance he plays 21 minutes and goes for 5 fantasy points like he did last game, right? Like I said, they're going to close with the hot hand situation. And then quickly off the bench, if there's no Derrick Rose, I think is, probably those minutes go up a little bit. I would be intrigued by him for GPPs. And as far as the backup five go, they might run Randall as the backup five. Maybe Jericho Sims gets a little bit of run against a big front court, but I think that would be getting too cute. All right, Denver and Portland. So the big news here is Jokic. He is questionable. That's going to change a lot here. If Jokic plays, like him a good amount. If Jokic misses, then it's right back to getting a good amount of exposure for Denver. Barton, Gordon, Monte Morris will be the three highest usage guys. Barton had a really bad game last game, but should play mid-30s minutes, a guy that can stuff a stat sheet. Aaron Gordon been a really good back-to-back games. I had him at super low ownership last slate. Ejected. But yeah, those two guys look solid. Monte Morris at 4-4. He probably plays close to 30 to 30-plus minutes if the game stays close. So those three look solid. They started JaMychal Green last game. If he starts again, I like him for value. He's a better point per minute guy than Jeff Green. If he comes off the bench, he's way riskier. The Chicago game, he came off the bench, only played 11 minutes. So monitor the starting lineup there. Jeff Green's fine. He's low usage, but he'll play big minutes. And he has some viable options off the bench. We have No Bones Highland. So guys like Dozier, Campazzo, both look solid in my opinion. I think Dozier probably plays low 20s minutes. Campazzo's been, playing relatively well of late, so those two look intriguing. Austin Rivers, well, he'll get minutes, but this is Austin Rivers. He's playable, but he has a very, very low floor. All right, on the Portland side, so no real injuries to talk about here. Damian Lillard at 9.6, I think it's a pretty safe spend up. The amount of minutes he's playing, right? He's playing close to 40 minutes a game as long as Denver can keep this game close. I like Lillard a good amount. CJ at 7.8 is kind of taking a back seat recently to Lillard. He's more of a secondary option. Nurkic, let's just say this. If I knew for sure Nurkic was going to play close to 30 minutes, I would love him at this price. But Chauncey Billups, and not playing him big minutes recently. Now, he has been in foul trouble a couple games. I do think if Jokic plays here, that this is a game Nurkic probably pushes for 30 minutes. If Jokic does not play, I think there's way more risk with Nurkic because then they can go small ball with Larry Nance. Powell, Covington, more secondary options. Again, Nance is a guy that if Jokic ends up not playing, I think I have more confidence in Nance playing a little bit more, like maybe instead of 20 minutes, he plays like 25 plus, because they've been playing him as the backup 5, and I would like him a decent amount as a contrarian GPP option. Naz Little, Simons, both viable as well, but they're secondary options. Finally, Dallas and the Clippers. Another big piece of news to keep an eye on, Luka Doncic. He is questionable. So a lot of injury news that we're waiting for in the slate. If he's out, Brunson, Porzingis look good. Both would be the two highest usage guys in the offense. Both should play 35-plus minutes. Small preference to me for Brunson over Porzingis, but again, both would look really good. Tim Hardaway Jr. would play big minutes. Again, though, does have this type of floor if he's not hitting his shots, right? He's pretty score independent. And there wouldn't be much else here. Like Dorian Finney-Smith at 4K probably would play close to 30 minutes, but he's a low usage guy. Powell at 3-4, I think it's around 20 minutes or so. He's viable, but I don't love it. Maxi Kleber played 20 minutes in his first game back, not a ton. And then if Luka comes back, then that kind of changes everything. Then I'm not really on Porzingis or Brunson. Then really the only guy I'd be interested in would be Luka, but his price is way up too. So that's the big news to monitor there. And finally, the LA Clippers. Paul George, I think, is a pretty safe spend up. He should play close to 40 minutes. He's been pretty high usage. So Paul George. The two guards are viable, more GBP options, though. Zubac is a guy I feel pretty good about. He's been playing close to 30 minutes. 31, 27, 28, 27 minutes. He's a good point per minute guy. Assuming he plays close to 30 minutes again, I like Zubac. Kennard, man off the bench without Batum. Kennard probably gets around 30 minutes. You have Terrence Mann that probably pushes for 30 minutes. Both those guys are in play for value. Ibaka came back. He played 12 minutes. He played over Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, Ibaka's a good point per minute guy. Monitor if there's going to be any limitations on him. He has not shot the ball well, but if there's no limitations for Ibaka at 3A, I don't hate going to him on a small slate, again, for tournaments. Again, Hardenstein, like I said, with Ibaka back, he only played 5 minutes. Not enough for me. And then Amir Coffey's been starting without Batum. He probably starts again, but he's super, super low usage guy. I think there's other value plays on the slate that have more upside. So that's going to do it for the video today, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It'll be a travel day for me tomorrow, so no YouTube live stream. But good luck, guys. Hopefully avoid the injuries. Hopefully avoid the massive foul trouble. Hopefully you avoid the ejections. I know whoever I land on will get ejected, but I hope you guys avoid them. So good luck, guys, and I will see you in the next video.